and her name was Old Mama.
Old Mama, not Old Mama. Old Mama. MAWMAW.
Mama.
Old Mama. Old Mama.
Old. Wait. Did you call her Old Mama?
We called her Old Mama.
It was very different.
Old, but it was still old. Like the word old was
old,
in there.
but functionally it was OL apostrophe. It was old most of the time it was old mama, you know.
Old.
Like Old Miss, the college.
Old Mama. All right.
Yes.
Well, I guess this is my life now.
Yep.
Okay, I'll be okay with being known as Old Mama.
I think about it now, and she frequently did ask us not to call her that. And it never
She
stopped.
did?
Was it
Yeah,
okay?
she
I was
frequently was like, "Don't call me that. I'm not old." And then nobody ever thought to do what she asked of us.
If I could get up off this sofa, I'd punch you in your face.
Andrew, before we get into Brink that you watched with Old Mama, I have to tell you this because of the disrespectful name of calling her Old Mama and her not wanting it. One of the reasons why I feel like I liked you so much from the start is because the stories you have remind me a lot of like just the trash sometimes that Justin and I grew up in. And
right
our Bampo, that's our grandpa, our Bampo, he had
yeah. I gave him that name. I gave him Bampo.
That's insane.
Because I probably could not pronounce grandpa.
So
yeah. And they just didn't correct it.
Bampo was always like working on his cars. There were always cars in the backyard, and he would hire these like mechanics for like dirt cheap. And for like a couple,
mechanic is a loose word. Somebody who like potentially knew how to fix some engines. The mechanic is a very generous like
but
term.
For probably like
drug addicts who knew how to fix a carburetor.
Yes. Our backyard was always riddled with drug addicts who could tinker on cars. One of them, the most influential one for Justin and us, was a very dirty man that our Bampo just called Pig.
No. It wasn't that he called him Pig. Called himself Pig because he was so dirty.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Pig. I'm Pig. Yeah, he called himself Pig because he was filthier than Pigpen on the Peanuts, right? Like he had a cloud of filth. His fingers were always like at all times were covered in oil or something.
Wow.
And I was like,
and he was.
I remember being like 8 years old, and Mamo and Bampo would be like, "Why don't you play in the yard?" And I was like, "'Cause Pig's out there. I don't want to be around." And because they had an above ground pool, and so they're like, "Go swimming." I'm like, "I am not swimming in front of Pig."
Well, no. Pig is around. I'm not swimming around Pig. Mamo and Bampo said that Pig's outside. Mamo and Bampo said Pig's outside. Insane.
Yes. Yeah. So
I will say I connect with you, but that is another level of Mamo, Bampo, and Pig is a level that I'm a little bit like, what is going on? What was the situation?
I have to defend the living a little bit because Mamo wasn't a big fan of Pig being around.
She was not pro Pig
in any vicinity. Bampo was the guy who, apparently ran like a prostitution ring, or like, so he was like, or it wasn't that. Didn't he run like a flop house that was like a brothel back in the day? He claimed that. He claimed that. Yeah, he claimed
to you as a child.
I don't know if it was true or not. I don't know if it was true or not.
Another day.
But
working
he
at the brothel. Anyway, Pig's outside.
He also claimed to have.
Watch out for Pig.
He also back in the day when apparently you got angry with your employer. This guy tried to take his tools away from him, so he stabbed him with an ice pick. threw his hand into the desk and then punched him while his hand was attached to the desk. These were the stories that we grew up with. I mean, our Bampo was not to be fucked with back in the day. Like
for real, don't mess with Bampo.
He had a temper. Don't mess with Bampo. So, but he was a gentle soul.
No, he wasn't.
But you know what? He'd seen some shit. He'd seen some shit.
Stuck an ice pick through a guy's hand and punched him. And you're like, he was sweet.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I think that he was a very gentle man. But then, you know, with that came people.
There's two sides of Bampo.
Like he just.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there absolutely. We did not see.
The mirror has two faces with Bampo.